If you could build the perfect 2K, what would it be? In today's video, I'm going to go over what I think would make the perfect 2K. Starting with the My Player Builder, I would either have to go with 2K19 or 20. I don't love the whole, being able to do everything. It's just not something I really enjoy. I really liked in 19 how you could pick two things that you're going to be good at. Kind of similar to 20 with the pie charts. So I like that you were able to pick two things to be good at, and you could be decent at everything else, but you couldn't be great. And that's something that I really enjoyed about those 2Ks, and that's what I'd want for a perfect My Player Builder. For the park, I would have to go with 2K16's park. I don't know if you could say it's just a nostalgia in me, but something about that park was just beautiful. It was so simple, and it was clean, and it always felt like, it was just always packed. And I don't feel like you get that anymore in the park. The parks are there's too much going on. There's just too much. They're trying, 2K is trying to do way too much with these parks. Whereas in 2K16, I felt like everything was just simple. You were just at the park playing 3-on-3 basketball. There wasn't all this stuff going around it. It was just basketball courts with a nice, vibe to it in the background. So if I were to pick a perfect park, it would be 2K16. For the dribbling, I would have to go with 2K17. There has been no 2K where I felt like you had as much control and as much freedom to just be able to have every aspect of your player under control with the dribbling. And it felt like there was different ways to actually dribble. Like you didn't have to dribble like everybody else. Because nowadays, everybody's dribbling the same. There's meta dribbling. And I know there was back then, but there was just, you had your own style, and it was a lot easier to have your own style, which I really enjoyed. Plus, it wasn't like you were only using, real NBA players' animations. It was 2K made dribbling animations that just worked. Like, they were fun. It was a lot more exciting. Like, it was a lot more you could do with your player, where I don't feel like you have that freedom to do as much now. So for dribbling, to make my perfect 2K, I would have to go with 2K17. For the shooting, I would have to go with 2K20. Now that you can say is nostalgia, but there is something about the way it felt, Those instant greens were awesome. It just felt like you could, if you really knew your jumper, you could time every shot. I hate the RNG in this year's game. Like, that's something I'd completely want gone. And I don't know, something about 2K20's shooting just felt clean. Like, didn't feel like there was a delay. Didn't feel like, there was anything stopping you from greening every shot if you were good at the game, which I'm a fan of and always will be. So for the shooting, I'm going to have to go with 2K20. Now for the city, I'm not a big fan of the city, but I know we're going to have to accept that. That's going to be in there for the rest of 2K pretty much. So if I were to have to pick a city, it would be 2K20. It was simple. It was just a square block around. There wasn't much to it, and everything was real close in proximity. I don't like the huge city. I think it's a waste of space. It makes things way too complicated. I think 25 did an okay job. They made it pretty straight line, but even then there's just a little too much going on still. 2K20 was very simple. I just like the design of it. And so if I were to pick a city, I would go with 2K20. Now for a rep system, I'm picking any of the rep systems that go up till Legend, whether that's just Legend by itself or Legend 5. I hated when 2K did just the level 40 as the season, as like the rep rewards. I think that's awful. I really enjoy the rep, like the old school rep systems from 17, 16, 20, because I know I was not a fan of 19 having the overall be the rep system. 17, I'm pretty sure had also the you got like overalls off of going up in rep, but it still had a normal rep system. But if there's going to be a rep system, I think 2K25 did it right with you start at rookie and you get up to legend. I think that's the perfect rep system. In terms of my league, I think 2K does it best when it comes to roster creation. They make it the easiest out of any sports game I've played. You can change players' overalls, attributes, heights, everything so much easier. So I'd say they do that pretty well. but the development of players, I think, really needs to change. Like, I like how Madden does it with dev traits. I think it makes things a lot cooler. You can make players who maybe shouldn't be or wouldn't normally be, a high overall player or get to that potential. You can make them be good, which I think is pretty cool. Whereas in 2K, whatever that potential is set at for their max potential, it'll never go above that, which, I don't know, it makes things a little more, I don't want to say unrealistic, but you're not as likely to get, a diamond in the rough in the draft or anything. So if I were to change anything about my league, it would be, maybe adding dev traits to some extent, and then they need to make the AI simulation look better. The AIs look terrible when you watch them play. It's so stagnant, it's terrible offense. They just kind of stand around and wait for the shot clock to run out. It's just not a good watch. So if they were to change anything with my league, I would love to see player development be a little different, and I'd love to see, the AI just play a little better, because it can really be a tough watch. In terms of my team, I feel like they've kind of cooked it beyond repair. I mean, my team is just not a very well-made game mode. I mean, you look at the packs, the odds are terrible. You have to really open packs to get anything outside of the season rewards. But even then, some of those season rewards are not very good. So, I mean, to fix my team and make my team perfect, I'd like increased pack odds, which who wouldn't? I know you're probably not going to get that, but increased pack odds would be great. I like the way MLB The Show does it, where you can actually get good cards, like not spending money. You can actually have a pretty meta team. I would like that. There's a lot more challenges in MLB The Show too, so if they could incorporate that, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then they need to fix the auction house in some extent. The timer is so dumb. Why am I waiting just to collect a player that I already bought? Why is there a timer in the first place for any player over 100K? Why can't I just buy them out? I don't care if it's set at a million MT. I should be able to just buy the card. But, I mean, that's not even a new thing. I don't know why they don't just do it like Madden or like MLB The Show, where you can just buy a card if it's for whatever price it's posted for. I don't know why you have to bid on anything over 100K. But that's pretty much what I'd fix with my team. I mean, my team's kind of cooked, if I'm being completely honest with you. 2K has done a great job at ruining it. I don't know how you can fix it at this point. Auction house is bad. I don't enjoy the gameplay of it, really. I mean, it's just off-ball. That's all it is. I'd find a way to get rid of off-ball, too. I mean, I know you can't, but, like, off-ball just ruins it. But if I were to fix my team, that would be how I'd go about it. But I don't know if there's anything we can really do at this point. So that would be how I would make a perfect 2K. Let me know if there's anything you guys would change. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace.